You know what I never understood about Moana? Here's what I never understood. The coconut pirates. They don't make any sense. They come from nowhere. They have no bearing on the plot whatsoever. There's no reference to them before they appear. And then they go away like nothing mattered about them. They're just like this non sequitur that drops in the middle of the movie and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're just a way to advance the plot. You don't see them again.
It didn't advance the plot. It didn't do anything. Like, her grandma should have been like, oh, hey, there's these coconut pirates. Watch out for them. There was no alluding to them before, and there was no resolution to them after. It was just like, they showed up, they fought, they went away. The end. The pointless coconut pirates. It's kind of like the rock people in Frozen. The rock people, they came from nowhere. They had no bearing on the plot. They were nothing.
There's a bearing on the plot. The rock people? Poppy did? Yeah, he did.
No.
Yeah. They were Kristoff's friends. They were his family.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything.
Well, that's true. At the top of the movie, he's like, oh, I don't know, this is white streak in her hair. You better watch out. Like, that was his solution. And then, like, it was like, oh, now Anna has a white streak in her hair? You better have someone kiss her or she's going to die, dude. The second movie, they were there, weren't they?
I did not watch the second movie.
It is worth a watch.
The first one was terrible. It was so dumb.
You didn't like
I watched that movie. No, I hated it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was so dumb. The story was ridiculous. It was dumb. I walked out of that movie, and this was my thought. I walked out the door of the theater, and I thought, well, Disney really had the B team going on that one. Honestly, that was the B team. Like, why did their parents lock their daughter in the tower? That doesn't even make one bit of sense. The whole movie, I'm like, why did they lock her away? I still don't understand that. If they wanted her to like gain control of her powers, wouldn't there be some kind of teacher involved, like professor helping her out? But they just locked her in a freaking room.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sympathize with the parents?
That's how they parented me in the 80s.
Well, now you're not allowed to do that. Now you have to send it to public school, which is much worse. You'd be better off locking your kids in the basement like we used to.
One of my favorite rappers of the last decade, I don't think he makes music anymore, but there's this kid named Ricky Rude, and the best description of public school I've ever heard in my entire life came from one of his songs. He's like, I used to ride the yellow tank to the battlefield. And I was like, that's exactly, I was like, that is the clearest metaphor for public school. You ride the yellow tank to the battlefield. Like that is a fantastic line. Like it's always stuck with me. There was a moment in that movie that caught me completely off guard.
Yeah.
And it's at the end. And, they're running towards each other on the ice. She's running towards Kristoff, but then she has to go save her sister. And so she goes, no, and puts her hands up, and she freezes, right? And so Anna's like frozen. And then Elsa's like crying, and oh no. And so Kristoff and Sven, right, are just standing in the background. They're just standing there. And then like her love for Anna like melts the ice.
Sure.
And then I'm like, where is this gonna go? Right, because they led you to believe, like all of the Disney movies, right, that it's going to be like Kristoff is going to save the day.
Yeah.
But literally, for several scenes, Kristoff and Sven are just like background. And then, like, the ice melts, and you're like, are they going to kiss? Like, what am I watching?
Is who going to kiss?
Anna and Elsa, you're like, are they going to, like, I was just in my head, I was like, oh no. Like, this is a kiss. What do you, Disney, no. What do you, and they're like, oh, it was our.
And they're sisters.
It was our sibling love. And I was like, interesting. Like, I mean, I definitely, I was taken aback by my mind, like having watched Disney movies my entire life, was ready for one thing. And then I was showing.
They did that on purpose. They did that on purpose because throughout the whole movie, they were hitting at the chord of subverting expectations. And that's what Rian Johnson said he was doing with Star Wars too, when he made the Star Wars movie that ruined everything. He said, oh, I'm just subverting expectations. And I'm just like, do you guys understand what subverting expectations is supposed to be about? Like, subverting expectations is from comedy. It's a comedic device where you subvert people's expectations so that they find an ironic twist that makes them laugh.
Yeah, you take it one direction and pull them the other.
But the important thing about subverting people's expectations, aside from the fact that it's supposed to be a comedic device and not a dramatic device, is you're supposed to have a payoff in the end.
Yeah, there was no payoff in Frozen.
It's like, I thought we were going 20%, but you subverted my expectations and we went 25%. Oh, thank you for subverting my expectations. It's not like, oh, you thought this was a chocolate cake. No, it was actually a big pile of crap.
You big dummy.
And it's like, I was subverting expectations. It's like, no, if you're going to do that, then you frost a gold bar.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I thought I was gonna get a chocolate cake, but you gave me $300,000 worth of gold.
Yeah, see, that was my thing. The ending of Frozen for me was like when you were a kid and your parents like, oh, you want to stop for a burger on the way home? And all the kids in the backseat like, yeah! And you're thinking McDonald's, and then they go to like Arby's.
Like, it's a burger. Well, this isn't.
This is roast beef. It's in a sandwich. You know, like there's even fries and soda here too, but I'm still like, this is not.
Or better than that, you go to McDonald's and you think you're gonna get a Happy Meal with a hamburger, and you open it up and it's a fillet of fish.
Yeah, gross.
Like, I was subverting your expectations. Enjoy your fillet of fish. I hope you like tartar sauce, dork.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it's like.